Hello, welcome to SD Game Talk. Today we dive straight to Premier League 2025-2026 season. We're going to take a look at what is happening in the market, in the transfer market, how prepared the top 5 teams are, because I think this season is going to be a very interesting season for the Premier League as well, as we see a lot of transfer going on. All the teams are actually really preparing so hard to make sure they are really the title contenders this season. And we're going to take a look at, first of all, we see Luis Diaz, who has just made a move to Bayern Munich, with the 70 million transfer now. And so Luis Diaz is no longer going to be playing for Liverpool this season. But what is interesting with Liverpool, are they going to find a replacement? I think, of course, yes, as they are actually running after Isak, and of course they find a lot of beautiful players like Hugo Ekitike. So I think Liverpool is still not shaking. They still are standing on top to be the title contender this season. And of course, we're going to be looking as well Newcastle and Manchester United are scrambling over Benjamin Sesko, and I think Manchester United is not willing to back down as they were not able to sign Nicholas Jackson. Of course, Newcastle as well is not giving up, because Isak made a shocking news to the Newcastle that he might be looking for other options, and for that reason, of course, Newcastle as well needs to do everything possible to stay in the top 5 or top 7. So I think they are trying everything possible to add Benjamin Sesko to their squad this season to be able to compete, to see where they're going to stand as they are losing Isak and other players. But I believe if he's gonna come to Newcastle, he's a good player for Premier League, and especially for Newcastle as well, with the pairing of him with Elanga. I think they're gonna do a lot of great things. And so we're gonna take a look at something like Elanga, Madueke, Kudus, and of course João Pedro. All these players are signed on the 20th, gotten their jerseys, their jersey numbers 20, 20, 20, 20, 20 number jersey. All the jersey numbers, I think, is for a reason. Imagine Elanga signing, getting number 20, that means he's hoping to score 20 plus goals, as well as Noni Madueke, Mohamed Kudus, and João Pedro. We're going to take a look at these players individually, where we're going to find Noni Madueke, who scored 6 goals for Chelsea, but now has moved to Arsenal. He got jersey number 20, and he's hoping that he's going to score 20 plus goals in this season. And of course, it's a reinforcement, good one for Arsenal. But let's see what is going to happen with Noni Madueke playing in Arsenal this season. If you remember, the past 2 seasons or so, Arsenal has been so good in bottling the league, and of course, missing up the chances to grab the league in his hands. But so far this season, they just got to make some changes, getting Noni Madueke to maybe assist Xhaka. So we're gonna see or witness a very interesting season this season as it comes. And then we're gonna take a look also at João Pedro. João Pedro signs for Chelsea as well, scored 10 goals last season, and of course got jersey number 20. Thinking he want to score 20 plus goals for Chelsea, which is good. If he actually is going to score 20 goals for Chelsea, it's going to be a great deal, because of course he's actually really proving. We saw him in the Club World Cup where he performed outstandingly, and he is currently proving to be doing to do more better than Liam Delap or Nicholas Jackson. So I think Chelsea has got himself a very good player for that. And so Chelsea, of course, is going to be hoping on João Pedro as the striker this season. I don't know if the question now is this going to end the Chelsea striking problem they've been facing since the departure of Diego Costa? Because I think Diego Costa was the last Chelsea striker that was very amazing, that did a very great job. Since then, we haven't really gotten someone as perfect as Diego Costa being the last person. I think João Pedro might be the new changes Chelsea is going to have. But if not, of course, Chelsea still needs to look after they look into the market to get something doing. Let's take a look at the next player, which is, of course, Anthony Elanga, leaving Nottingham Forest and joining Newcastle. It's a good deal for him, but he was joining Newcastle, I think, was to be a good pairing between Anthony Elanga and Alexander Isak. But Alexander Isak is set to leave the club. So will Anthony Elanga cope in the club without a very strong assistance? And of course, if they're going to sign Benjamin Sesko, they're going to play good football, I think. So Newcastle just need to make more changes and get more players in the market to make sure the squad is still going to stand strong and be the way it was, so they could stand again to contest for the the fifth position or so in the league level. So I think Newcastle, yeah, is doing something good. I mean, if they actually gonna sign Benjamin Sesko, it's gonna be a very great deal for Newcastle. And finally, we're gonna get Mohamed Kudus. Mohamed Kudus struggling in West Ham last season, but finally has made a shocking move to Tottenham Hotspur after so many clubs were interested in him, Chelsea and of course Manchester United, but he actually really chose to go to Tottenham Hotspur, and he as well got jersey number 20. Is he gonna score 20 goals for Tottenham Hotspur? And if we just take a look at these four clubs I've just mentioned, we are gonna start with Tottenham Hotspur to see their last position, where they stood and where they are gonna be hoping this season coming. So we're gonna take a look at where Spurs were standing last season. Was actually really horrific. It wasn't a very good idea for Spurs being there. So let's take a look at the league table last season to see where all these clubs mentioned are standing. First, we're going to take a look at Tottenham Hotspur, where if you can take a look from first position, number one right up to number 10, you couldn't find Tottenham Hotspur, and you of course find Tottenham Hotspur in the 16th crazy position, which was so bad for the team. I think I don't know. That was just like a few points here, 38 to 25, just about 13 points for relegation for Tottenham Hotspur. However, they managed to find themselves in the European competition through the Europa, and of course you're gonna see like it was a very poor performance for Tottenham Hotspur last season. Let's take a look at how many goals they scored, and the team in general is standing in the 8th position. They're standing in the 8th position, scoring 64 goals. But still, if you want to compare really well, you're gonna notice that they scored equal with Chelsea. But Chelsea is going for the Champions League. They finished 4th. If you look at Chelsea, they finished 4th, scoring 64 goals. But Spurs scoring 64 goals, but they finished in 16th position, which means I think they really had a terrible defense problem last season. I believe the club shouldn't be running for strikers or whatever midfielders right now. It's important they can sign, but they need to look very well into their defense line, starting from the goalkeeper and what they had, because you can score 64 goals and still you end the league in this kind of crazy position, where Chelsea scoring 4 goals with you is on the 4th position. So that was absolutely not good. And let's take a look at the next team, which is going to be Newcastle United, sitting at the 5th position and with 66 points. They set at the 6th position with 66 points. And if you look at the goals Newcastle scored last season, incredible, 4th position, and they scored actually 68 goals, just 4 goals above Tottenham Hotspur. But still, Tottenham Hotspur was ending the league and the 16th position. That's the reason why I still stand on the fact that they really do have a very poor defense, because for sure, of course, they conceded more goals than the ratio of which they were scoring. So Newcastle standing on the 4th position, of course, they finished the league in the 5th place. Was good, and they were believing or hoping on Isak and the rest of the players that they're going to make it somehow, maybe to the top 3 or top 4, but quite a little bit of disappointment. So now they're hoping on maybe Elanga to reinforce with Benjamin Sesko. If they're going to sign Benjamin Sesko, I think it's going to be a very good deal for them, because Isak is telling them he's looking for other options, which is not very good for them. And of course, we're going to take a look as well. Chelsea managed to finish in the 4th position after a very long time, after a couple of seasons, because Chelsea has been struggling, and this time they finished on the 4th position, and they actually finished with 69 points, and 69 points, standing on the 4th position. How many goals the Chelsea scored? They are standing on the 7th position, 64 goals, like we just said, but they're on the 4th position. Actually, they scored well, but I think their defense was not bad as compared to that of Tottenham Hotspur. And so, with the signing of Chelsea, João Pedro, and of course, I think they're gonna do more better. And let's take a look at the bottlers, title bottlers, which is gonna be, of course, Arsenal on the 2nd position as always. They are always going to stand here or on the 3rd position. Let's look at what they did last season. 74 points, not bad. how many goals they scored. They stand in third position, and they scored actually 69 goals. And 69 goals was very good one. And if you take a look at Arsenal, they actually really faced some challenges when Xhaka was on injury, and there was no better person to replace Xhaka. But the signing of Zubimendi to replace Partey is a very good idea, and why not Victor Gyökeres? I think they've really got something really steady. I think Victor Gyökeres, if he's going to perform very well, of course, it's going to be a very perfect and a good signing for Arsenal. So let's stay to see how the Premier League this season 2025-2026 is going to look like. Can you please drop your prediction, the top 5 teams, and let's get into it, because I think it's really going to be a very interesting one. Looking at Arsenal, Victor Gyökeres, if he's going to play very well, it's going to be a very good signing for Arsenal. I think they will actually really win something this season. And if you look at Manchester City, they are always prepared as well. They are also very prepared, and all the clubs are getting ready, and Liverpool getting ready and making sure the team still standing well despite losing Jota. May he so rest in peace, and of course Luis Diaz leaving as well, but they still got themselves good players, good signings. Kudos to Liverpool. They still want to stand tall, and of course Chelsea as well, making a lot of changes with the coming of João Pedro. It's going to be very dangerous. I think it's actually a very perfect signing for Chelsea as well, and I think Chelsea as well is looking after Donnarumma. It's just a rumor. Maybe they're going to get Donnarumma from, of course, Paris Saint-Germain. And if you're going to talk about Manchester United, what they are doing, I think they really want to make some changes this season with the signings they are having. They really do need to make some very great changes as well. So just drop your top 5 teams prediction this season 2025. Let's see who is gonna win, maybe top 3 at the end of the season. Likewise, stay tuned to SD Game Talks. We're gonna bring for you more transfer windows, and of course coming next month, we're gonna break down the games to you visually, and then of course breaking down for you easy. Gonna be following up every game step by step, and what is happening in the market, gonna be repeating to you. Stay tuned and see you on the next video.